enemy. Got a lot of people trying to drain me of this energy, trying to take away from a nigga. Fucking with the kid.
Ignore my pile in the background. I got people sorting clothes. Down, man, like I give a fuck. I bought this one a purse. I bought this one a truck. I bought this one a house. I bought this one a mall. So I was going through, and 111 was just the mark on the song. I'm recording, sweetheart. I was doing my own thing, getting ready to do this video, locking in. And I was gonna turn the song off, but I'm like, nah, I think that's the theme of where we're going with this. So I still have that thing up. Let me see. I keep a million tabs up at all times. And then sometimes I save them. All right, in this case, I saved them. I saved it. But figuring out the dynamics, or how to explain the dynamics of video vampires, right? Video vampires. Maybe, hold on. Do you make online content as well? Because that could be the case. Like somebody giving off the evil eye through watching your content. Because I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people trying to drain me of my energy. And then right before that, right? When I sat down on the computer, let me pull this up. I can share my screen for this, right? This guy that I had never seen before, a healer dude, popped up on my screen. Like this guy right here, right? And I'm gonna show you, hopefully it doesn't do that annoying, of course it's gonna do a commercial. And election year, there's always gonna be a commercial because yeah, why not spend all that money on ads and not the people that need help or any of the causes that these people claim to care about? No, they need these $1 million campaigns to make sure you vote for them instead. That's a way better use of the money. Or sending it across seas for wars and stuff, or to make sure other people don't get in our country because our country is so great.
In today's healing session,
so this dude came on my screen, right? And I was, all day I had been feeling like a heavy energy. And I knew it wasn't mine, but it was irritating me because it's not mine. It was not my frequency. My energy is very, like, if you tap into me, and please don't right now, I'm fragile. My energy is sort of light. It's very cleansing, clearing, right? It's a short story about that. Once upon a time, I made the mistake of joining what I thought was a cult. It was more like a beginner cult, right? One of the leader, horrible experience, by the way, went into a depression. He wouldn't answer the phone for nobody, anything, right? So the other members, and I don't know if they discussed this amongst themselves before they talked to me, but they all wrote me individually. And they said, hey, he's in a depression. Nobody can get him out. Is there anything you can do? And at this time, I didn't understand that all you need is one Hecka witch for a coven to work. And a Hecka witch is one who has the actual spiritual power. They don't need candles. They don't need magic, or they have a connection to source that pours through them. The power of the spirit is what Hecka is, right? I didn't know or understand that the rest of them had closed hearts, even though a lot of times when we were having our meetings, they would be like attacking each other with dragons and doing like psychic attacks on each other. And it was really weird, but whatever. So I sent him some energy healing, right? The next thing I know, he wrote me. He was like, did you pull me out of my depression? I was like, I'd send you some healing energy. And he was like, I need my depression. It is my depression that helps me level up. You ruined my cycle. Where previously, when I had sent him energy, he was like, this is what your energy is like. This is amazing. Do this all the time. But just assign that, like, your energy signature is unique to you, right? Some people don't have that. And if they see that or they come into contact with it, they might be obsessed with it, like a moth to a flame, and try to siphon it, or they can be obsessed with it where they hate it and they're just sending blames. And how is she doing this? That's possible. What? Why can't I do it? Like that sort of nastiness. And that was the nasty energy I was feeling this morning. So I came to my YouTube to get into place to do what I had to do. And I saw this guy, right? And when I saw him, I was like, ugh, another one of those Jesus wannabe guys, right? And then I paused. I had to stop because remember, that nasty energy wasn't my energy. I had to stop and say, all right, hold on. I look at charts all the time, and there are people who carry a Yeshua signature, right? That means there are other avatars of him doing his job because there are so many jobs to do. There are avatars of Horus, Lilith. There are avatars from hell and the below, or heaven and the below, if you will, all over the place. Just people embodying that energy. So as I shut down the voice of whatever that nasty stank energy was, and I sat through the video a little bit more, he said, "Hi, my name is Michael. Christ Michael." So I would have almost blocked off my blessing because somebody else was sending a psychic tag or their natural energy, or I didn't take the YouTube recommendation because your guides are always sending you signs and stuff. Him being on my screen when I had not ever seen him on my screen before is what made me click. In my chart, in my energy, Archangel Michael is the one that comes through when I'm having a hard time, when I'm being attacked. That's who about to shut it down. So when I saw that, I was very, very tickled. Now, Archangel Michael is just like the oldest, strongest version of Christ energy. Back to the Drake thing. Now, I was about to pull up on my screen where it showed that Jesus broke himself into 7 different energies throughout the tree of life. And one of those was Horus. If you look at Drake's chart, his main energy of the thing leading him, his like actual soul is Horus. So even tapping into that, I got enemies is just another sign that there's an attack or something being warded. Like if I see, this woman is jealous of the way that this info cares for you. It's a woman that is mad at me. Suddenly, when I came to my screen this morning, your ancestors are fed up with this third wheel enemy. You will get messages, you will get signs, it will get overwhelming, but there will always be an answer to when you feel a little bit off in your energy. In this case, I'm about to pull from. Oh, let me get out here. You don't need that screen no more. I'm about to pull from my homemade deck as we get into this. But I was asking if you had any content that was out there like mine, because usually when I go to tap in, because when I do the readings, they're by random, like who comes into my spirit that they need this message right now? Who am I on the same vibration with? You're having the same issue I'm having in some way, shape, or form. So what is this message for Alba today? What is the message for Alba today? Shots fired. And I was about to flip it again until I got that. And then on the back, invasion of privacy. Shots fired. This is some good shit, right? Like it's scary, but it's scary good because now you can know when something's going on. Your whole algorithm in life. You'll even start watching movies that have to do with the attack. My daughter turned on The Strangers. The Strangers is about a group of people who go to a cabin, they're minding their business, but there's like these trolls that like just killing people at cabins. But either way, it's just a group of people that gang up on people who are trying to mind their business. That's gang stalking, which is a spiritual term for when there's a group of witches or a coven, like what I was talking about in the beginning of this, which I feel like is where we're about to go with this with you, gets together and they do that little craft shit, but they use their astral bodies and they go and walk through or fly. Remember, this is astral bodies. When you go to sleep at night, your soul leaves your body. That's your astral form, and it can do whatever it wants. These women are, or men, depending on the group, use their astral bodies to go look around for people who have a bright light in the astral, who have a spirit, and then they jump that person. That means they can sexually assault them, they can vampirize them. Usually what happens with this is they attack you in the astral, and in some way, shape, or form, that attack comes down into the 3D. It can come through people around you. You might notice suddenly you're getting a lot of negative attention. You feel stressed, you feel tired, but either way, as above, so below. For you, somebody sent a shot at you, or they're trying to learn more about your energy. They're in your field. Somebody is trying to mess with your stuff. And it's so funny that you wrote me today because you're on my list. You are on my list. Now, it wasn't going to be first, but you wrote me. And then like, we synced, my dear, we synced. So let's see who's in your energy, what they're trying to do, and how we can block them. That's going to be the theme of this. So this came at the right time. And I thank you for being so chill. I try to tell people all the time, I line up with the readings based on my vibration, and it's always the right lesson at the time. Sometimes I do not have the intel for what you need for your reading at that time. I can tell you some generic stuff like, oh, your son is in fifth. You like creative endeavors. But that's not what y'all come to me for. Y'all come to me for the shits. Y'all come to me for the weird stuff, for the hidden, which is my gift, which is what I'm here to give today. So who is up in Alba's field with negative intention. Who is messing with Alba's energetic field? And just now, got a headache, just started right here and right here. First of all, let me turn on my little light so I look more balanced. Oh, it's such a petty thing, right? And it's like a mediocre change. But I was a photographer for 10 years and lighting was my specialty. So sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, if I don't just get a fill light or a key light in here, because there is no key light when you're inside. The key light is the one that's supposed to be on the front, and then the fill light like makes it balance. So whatever. In this case, see somebody hiding behind their mask? I felt like just a fake friend, first and foremost. And why I say that, it felt like a fake friend, because it said mediator. This is somebody that you possibly go to for advice, like they're in your energy on a regular basis, is what I'm sensing here. But that person has other friends that aren't your friends, and that's who they hate on you with. But it's somebody who is in a spiritual realm, or they seem like they're in a spiritual realm. They are, but they're in their dark feminine. Exploitation of the female form. So how you would recognize the difference between somebody who's in their spiritual stuff and it's for good and they're not jealous of anybody else's intentions or gifts is in how they carry themselves. If you notice on a regular basis, their energy is sort of rank, or they're like jealous of other people, or they're materialistic. That is a thing. If somebody is really into this earth realm and the things of this, like, oh, I got to get this, I got to get that. If this is somebody, and it's not to go against somebody having self-care, like keeping their nails and their hair done. But if there's that top-notch priority, like if everything about them is fake, let me just go ahead and say it. If everything about that person is fake, what makes you think that magic is real? That's a sorcerer. Hair fake, makeup fake, nails fake, body fake. If all that is like, it's not a, there is something to that. Okay. That's what I'm picking up here. Like this is a fake person, right? But they hang around you because you're an actual angel and they're learning something from you. So what energy is this person trying to siphon from Alba? What energy is this person trying to siphon from Alba? You want your gifts, baby. That's what she's jealous about. Yep. You see, a beggar, a wounded child is trying to take your gifts. And that's probably why you came to me about doing the spiritual gifts reading too. You wanted to know, and you need to know that your attacks are stronger or will continue to get stronger because other people can recognize the stuff that you're just starting to say, oh, the fuck up about, right? So now that we know what she's trying to take, trying to pull from, what do you need to do for protection? Automatically cut this person off if they came to mind. If you know who it is, just get them out your energy, period. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. So what does Alba need to do to protect herself from this person who is pulling on her energy? It's online. I'm feeling the need or feeling guided at this moment to go to your chart. And I do believe I have you on file. I so hope so right now, because this is about your gift. And I'm getting that yep, I do have you on file, that your Hecka is your strongest one. So I'm gonna go ahead to your chart. I'm about to share the screen with you. Do I have that? I don't have that star clipped. Let me go click that in here now. That means I got to get rid of like 2 of these or it won't fit. I'm obsessed with asteroids. It's like everybody has a recipe for mac and cheese, right? But the individual ingredients that everybody adds to their mac and cheese is what makes the difference between 5-star cheese recipe, or somebody who has mac and cheese that tastes like water, right? That's what asteroids are. Asteroids show you the different seasonings, flavors, toppings that make your chart different from somebody else who could possibly have the same rising. There we go. It's under fixed stars for future reference. That's for me and you to remember. So, didn't I just say your hecker was your main gift, girl? Let me make this bigger. Bigger. Just add that to your Rolodex. That's Beyonce bigger. And when I was explaining about the covens and how they attack you astrally, if you need a way to understand that, the movie Doctor Sleep. I'm actually gonna watch that with my princess, just because I know in the future her powers are gonna really get really, and she needs to understand certain stuff. I just got confused as hell, girl. I went and looked. I was like, oh, I made a mistake and put in my chart. My sun is at the 9th degree of Leo, and my rising is at the 12th degree of Leo, where your logos or where God speaks to you. You wear it on your shoulder, by the way. So that's another reason somebody would attack you. But the thing about having logos at 13th degree, now the 13th degree is your Aries degree, right? That's a fighter degree. Anything in your first house is Aries, arsenal, the weapons at your disposal if you have any problem. Logos is the translation of the word of God. Like whatever God is speaking up there, whatever wave that's on, right? We can't translate to us because this is just English. We are just mere humans while we are here. So the system translates it through logos, the way that you can understand the word of God. As your weapon, you have the power of God behind you, baby. So of course, anybody will be trying to siphon an angel, and I pointed that out, right? Not only do you have God and your ability to say, hey, God, somebody trying to mess with me at your disposal, right? Anything that's at the 13th degree also ties into that energy, right? Look where your Yeshua is. If anybody messes with you, they get hit with a bolt of lightning, a flash of light. This is like when a bad guy has a come to God moment. Like whatever they were doing with evil, when you get hit with the Holy Spirit energy, it's like it knocks you to your knees. In this case, it's gracefully broken, I'm hearing. What happens when somebody attacks you is this life starts attacking them in a way that they're broke down, like just stop, please God help. They have to come to God for help after they attack you. Beautiful. And that's literally what I just said in my video yesterday I made. I don't fight, I don't argue. I'm gonna pray about it. And that is way worse than anything I could have done to you personally. Now, I think that's the most balanced way because, hey, God is always going to look at it fairly, right? If I'm in the wrong, I'm gonna hear a message like, there's something you could have did better. Let's go ahead and fix this. And then I'll have to do it if I'm in the wrong, if it's just me and my ego, right? But if there's somebody legitimately attacking me when I am in my purpose, in my mission, and they're trying to knock me off mine, when I work for God, like the same way that you literally work for God, oh baby, they about to be hurt. Gracefully broken, patient ass whooping from the Most High. It's just their blessings going to get stripped one by one. And they're going to be forced to think in circular motion about what they did in their own nastiness. And it's going to keep being reflected in their face. The same way that you can see their attack coming at you, they're going to keep coming into contact with characters and people that remind them of the ugliness within themselves until they have to pray and come to God on their own. So that's a gift. That's a power. Now, your Heka that I came here to tell you about, your gift of the spirit, your gift to pretty much, you know how some people call themselves soul snatchers, or they can suck souls or whatever, like, you know what I mean? You can put souls back into people. That is the gift of Heka. You can give the spirit, you can touch somebody else and give them a little bit of source energy for that moment so they can feel what it feels like to be as blessed as you are naturally just because you was born in this energy. That is your part of fortune, your sprinkle of luck. And with your North Node actually being conjunct that is the energy that you are building into. You have for the last 2 or 3 years merging into that part of yourself. Now, notice that your North Node is at the 25th degree. Your abundance and your Sophia are also at the 25th degree. So you are reuniting with the Bina sphere. That's, you know how there's a Trinity? the Father, Mother up here. This is all the energies of God. And there's the Holy Spirit, the daughter over here, and the Son over here. You are over here in the sphere of Bina. You are in Sophia's sphere, right? Most people can't even touch you. Let me show you. So, tree of life and planets. This is not the one I'm going with because every time I see it, I'm like, that's not right. You can just tell when something doesn't feel right when somebody's like teaching something or when there's like a tree or something like this. If the energy feels off, you'll feel it like in your sacral or in your chest, like something feels a little off. So I can show you this way too. You're right here. This is like the high priestess, and over here we got Jesus, Bolt Boy, as I call him, who is the high priest or the magician, right? You're over here and on your Empress stuff. Most people are down here. This is Earth, by the way, right up in there. That's where people are. This is the moon. Then they got to get past Thoth. I don't even know who that is. And Samael, they got to get past all of this and through the abyss. Now, the abyss isn't even showing on here. Let me show you. I hate that Jesus one because that's so scary. Like, why y'all do that? Let me do this. Okay. So, I feel like I'm doing a tour guide thing. Like, hey, Alba, you are here. So, you are here at the pillar of understanding. To even get to you, to even rise to your level, they have to go past the abyss, right? In that abyss, that's Belial, first of all. You got to get past him. And he's the one that throws you off your mission, right? You got to get past Cerebrus, which is Lucifer's dog, the dog with the three heads. You have to get past your own shadow and deception. Like it takes a lot to get through the abyss, right? To even get to over here where you've been. Like you've been through so many trials and stuff that you overcome that your strength is like, ooh, all the people underneath you can do is look up at you in awe and try to grab. And that's what this was, an attempt to grab. Somebody saw you, they wanted your energy, and they were trying to cause chaos in your life. They were trying to mess up any potential you had to have a happy life, happy home, happy family. They jealous of your gifts, jealous of your prosperity. So this is definitely somebody who's aware of some of your personal details in life, and they are evil eyeing the out of you at this point. And with it being aligned with like the top chakras, they're attacking your crown. Remember I said I felt like a small headache start right here, your crown and your third eye, trying to block your intuition, trying to siphon from your psychic gifts. I would like to know how they're doing this. Would you like to know also? Absolutely. That's the answer I just got from Favorite Astral Stuff. You would like to know so that in the future you can understand how people are attacking you and you'll pick it up quicker. So let's see. I'm putting back all these other cards because I'm like, I have to have them put away in order for me to tap into the next thing most times. I try to build the energy like when it's something big, but right this, I don't want to build this. I don't even want to let this pyramid. This is stank. This is Nat energy, right? So I have to do music eventually. I said, this place is full of people who are unhappy. I already know I'm going to be a target. I got to deal with it now, right? So I said, I need to find a way to deal with the haters the same way that you love the fans, because you can't just only pay attention to the fans and love them. Sometimes your haters are right. They keep you humble. So I said, you know what? I'm going to call my fans the love bugs, and I'm going to call my haters the gnats. You know why? Because gnats are annoying, but you can swat them away. But they're also a reminder of when you need to clean your shit up a little bit. Gnats get in your face, they get in your way, but they're still sort of obsessed with you. They're just always going to be there. But they're a reminder of when it's getting a little sloppy. You know what I mean? They die in 24 hours, they fade off quick, but a gnat is still annoying. A gnat is a symbol that something needs to be handled. So you got some gnats. They can't do nothing to you. It ain't a snake, it ain't a viper or anything that's attacking you. It's just a little, get out of my face. So how is this person attacking Alba at this time? Talking, gossiping, trying to get other people on the bandwagon of flying monkeys. But this person does actually believe that they have their own magic. Remember I said words, right? Talking. And these are my believe in your own magic self-care decks, but I realized you can divinate from any deck to get the answer through, and this is the one I was called to. So words. She could be writing, she could be chanting, because this is another one. Writing, drawing, chanting. This person is given. Didn't I say she'd be on her little craft shit with her friends? Which this is given somebody who goes outside and tries to do the little craft shit. Like light as a feather, stiff as a board, but it's not light as a feather, stiff as a board. This is somebody trying to call corners. This is somebody trying to call your power towards them. It's somebody who will write it out, chant it out, and just really be in their little witchy bag trying to fuck with your shit. So you would absolutely see waves of this. You would see messages like, you can't trust everybody in your circle. It's what I'm getting. You can tell you have energy vampires around you when. Like there are signs. I'm getting that like through your social media. Like you might not have thought they were for you because you had no reason to think that there was anybody hating on you. But there has been some changes, some subtle changes. So now I need to tell you what they have been so you'll know when you get attacked in the future. So what signs has Alba been receiving that somebody is trying to attack her? And it's because of your Lilith. Didn't I say somebody's attacking you online because of whatever your content is? Or just they're jealous? Like this could be a person in your regular life that talks to you on a regular basis, or in your friend group or your circle, right? But Aquarius is the house of the internet. And your friend groups, by the way. Your Lilith, which is your enemy your energy that makes other people jealous of you, is in the sign of Aquarius. And it's at the 9th degree. The 9th degree is your guru energy, your spiritual guru energy, your knowledge, your wisdom. So people are jealous of that in general. Stank. So how can Alba recognize when somebody is messing with her energy? Like what signs did she receive this time? You vibrate so high, you didn't recognize that anything was bothering you. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. I was about to say and a curse, but I'm like, no, it's not. Because look, your hecker's at the 23rd degree. You're part of a fortune, but then also you're unique genius. You understand innately, just even without you actually knowing. Because look, your Reiki, your healing energy, also at the 23rd degree. You can put souls back in their body. You can turn Pinocchio back to a real boy. That's why they want your stuff. They want to be real. They want their noses to go back in. Okay. But somebody's been latching onto your energy. Hold on. What I say about this, let me get out of this. Somebody has been latching onto your energy because they are jealous, because they had a crappy childhood. They have some inner child healing to do. Can't make this shit up. You are so divinely blessed that you didn't even notice that there was a hater in your circle, in your midst. Now, it's not that it wasn't causing you any issues, but you were just taking it like it was the regular strokes of life, because that pillar that you live in, that Bina energy, that Sophia sphere that you sit on, is the pillar of severity. Womanhood is way harder than being a man. That's because Sophia fell, Eve fell, Adam didn't, Jesus didn't. They came down and volunteered. They came to help. They just wouldn't leave their counterpart. But the female automatically suffers here on the left-handed path because of that fall, being the original fall in, technically. The whole material realm is created from Sophia's energy because of that fall, right? So you've been taking the L's and just try to truck along without even recognizing that this person needs to be cleared from your energy. So I'm going to now focus on what you need to do to get your energy back, recover from this. The first thing I'm going to recommend is a video from that guy that I just saved under my YouTube, under my energy healing videos by energy healers that I love. There's a playlist I made on my thing, but I just added one for getting your energy back from somebody who has been trying to steal it from you. That's where I would start if I were you. Michael is also your guy. I'm about to add it to your chart to see how I knew that. Because I never get bored with this. This is amazing. Like, this is a blessing. And then every time there's a hater, I'm reminded even more that this is a blessing because not everybody can do it. Not everybody can get answers. Not everybody has God on their shoulder or Michael as a protector. Now, in your case, Michael is protecting you right promptly in your house of Aquarius. Whenever you teach, like that's the person assisting you, like guarding. So use that energy redemption retrieval video just because. Just because. Take your stuff back. And you learn a lesson. You cannot just be using magic because you ain't got them to take something from somebody else. You can try, but it's gonna backfire. This isn't even regular magic they're taking from you. So, what does Alba need to focus on at this time to protect her energy, to restore and protect her energy? It's like you're such a soldier, you didn't even realize that you were literally in the middle of war. I don't know if you're in a relationship, but sex came up, sexual healing. But if you're not in a relationship, you can get you a nice rose quartz wand tool thing to have some fun time with yourself. Or you can just do it the regular old fashioned way. I would use some tantra music or some sexual healing music, but sex is actually supposed to be a way that we connect back to source because it's allowing that energy to flow through us. The feeling of, I have to look and see which kid was around. The feeling of orgasm is actually the feeling of what it feels like to be in contact with God's energy. Orgasm energy is what God's spirit feels like. You kind of don't want to blur the line, but if God is everything, then you have to include it in your sexuality. And I think a lot of things that are wrong with this place is because God has even been taken out of the sex. It's been separated because there are so many perversions to the act that was originally supposed to connect you to God, and now it's being used to connect you and bind you to the material plane in the devil fashion. So in this case, refill your energy by filling yourself up with a good dose of Godgasm. Read up on spiritual attacks, energy attacks, everything you can about this. This is actually going to be something you get to teach about in the future because of this, particularly covens and evil witches who work on taking power from people who actually have natural gifts when they don't have natural gifts. And then make a vision board. But this is you just playing around with your power now. This is something you could do for fun. It feels like you're refilling your cup through trying a few experiments to see how your power of manifestation plays out now that you know you have the gift of spirit, which is moving through everything. Now, the way I like to explain this, and it's going to sound bad, but the reason why I have to use, and this is something I had to like dig deep in me for, because I'm like, oh, I always got to recommend scary movies. I don't want anybody to think I'm like low key evil because they're scary movies. And I couldn't figure out like, why are they scary movies? But this knowledge that I am teaching to you guys that we're all starting to learn and wake up to is hidden in the occult and esoteric. It was labeled these things so that you'd be afraid to look at them, right? It's the hidden. That's what occult means. Knowledge. Everything that was taken out the Alexandria library that was burned down so they would give us this other book to focus on is being used by the Masons and the secret societies, and they learn all this stuff and they get to put it in their films and make these amazing out of the box things, because sometimes they're sci-fi also, because they have access to this knowledge that nobody else does because they just gave us those other books to keep us in a box that we don't have our power. We must go to Jesus to get to God, and we must give our power away to the church and everything else because they need power from people who actually have it if they don't, right? So the scary movies have all the tea that I need to tell you guys because those people have already learned this and found a way to deliver the message, because there is a reward for delivering hidden knowledge about how to escape the game to other people. It's just like a karmic balance thing. You help the others with a message, you get a gift. So in this case, Final Destination. You know, if you go watch The Final Destination, because I just watched it with my baby, it shows you, in every movie's pretty good at showing the synchronicities, but there was something amazing about the way that this particular character's premonitions and synchronicities and stuff came through. That is how your power works. When you send out a wave for manifestation for something, they're your Trinity power. And the people throwing this up, that is not the same thing, especially when it's over one eye. They're just reminding you that Big Brother is watching with the all-seeing eye. The Trinity, and I'm doing it wrong because I don't even usually throw it. That went somewhere. So when you throw out your power, right, it goes through the system in a certain way. If you need a house, Next thing you know, a domino's getting knocked over here, this getting moved over here, this is getting moved over here. And then you'll get a message like, oh, there's some houses here. And you'll certainly see things pop up in your feed to help you make your way to your manifestation, because somewhere in the timeline, your gifts have already plotted it in there and everything is working towards getting your little final destination plan pulled together, right? Last thing here, be still. That's just sometimes because you need to do body scans is what I'm getting. When you lay down and you do a body scan from your toe, you're supposed to breathe with it. I was being dramatic. Your toes to your head. And you're going to just breathe and slowly go through each part of it. Just think of like an MRI or a CAT scan, and you're going through your body and you're going to feel where there's any clogged energy, excuse me, where there's any energy that is not yours or anything, and you're just going to shake them off. Sometimes you got to move. Sometimes you got to get up and dance. And then sometimes you can just move it away or talk to yourself like a bot, which I enjoy because I'm weird. So if you like feel like you have something clogged in your solar plexus, may have some clearing. Archangel Michael, thank you, around the solar plexus. Because 3 is an entry mark. 3 is how you initiate something. Sound is also a healing thing, moving energy, right? But be still so you can feel when something is off and somebody is in your field. So you can even just pluck it out yourself or pluck a bitch away when she's in your energy. Hydrate also. Keep yourself tapped in to source. Water retains energy. Water retains memory. Water hydrates just on a regular basis, but it is a lube for your gifts, right? Aromatherapy. It's like everything they're telling you is you to lock in. And then to make sure that you are eating, foods that sustain your energy. The new rule, where did that card go? The new rule that I guess I'll have to get it when I get up because I can't see. The new rule I'm going by, back to Eden. That's my mindset. What would we have access to in Eden? If that was the original plan, if that's what Source wanted for us, to just frolic every day with the animals and all that, what would we have been eating? And that's what's in this picture. You're being asked to do the same thing. You are going back to Eden with me, is the energy I'm getting here. So hydrate. The other card was meditate. Sit with your crystals. Strengthen your aura. Or aromatherapy was also in here. And that's just smelling plants, smelling different oils. Eucalyptus is what I just got for you, just to clean out your senses. Peppermint. Getting in touch with your body, because your body is technically, in this case, for somebody who has your gift design, your altar, your mind. I'm about to see why that is, because Venus is in your first. You are your value. So that's why all this is coming through. You have to take care of all of this right here, because you are your magic. You are your altar. You are your wand, is what I'm hearing. And I was coming to look at your Mercury because I was hearing something like your mind is important, like your words, the things you speak over yourself. So yes, yours is in your career at the 22nd degree. Your Mercury is ruled by your Saturn, your contract that you have for your family is what I'm getting here. But your Saturn is also at the 28th degree. So you are helping pull people out of the underworld. That's why you have your Mercury and Taurus at the 22nd degree. You are supposed to build slow and steady and be solid in what you say and unmovable. So when you speak with the bull, but not the bullshit. You speak solid. You are not getting through it. I don't know if you ever met a Taurus or a bull. When they speak, they mean it. They mean what they say, and they're strong, and they have researched and learned, and they are solid in their principles. As long as you are solid, I felt like Wakanda, but as long as you are solid in your principles and what you say, and you speak these things over yourself, you are building, because Taurus is the sign of the builder, a brick wall around yourself. You can say, I am in a box. Nobody can get through it. It is impenetrable. And I think you are, when you sit down and you do your scan, what you need to say is just going to pour through you. So all you have to do anytime you're having an issue is remember, you got that logos in first. All you have to do is tap into source, 3 breaths, and focus on your heart. Hello, God. It's me, Alba, again. That's what you do, baby. And you're good. You're in there. And immediately the headache will lift. Your energy will lift. You will notice when you're tapped into God. God energy is like, whoo, Mufasa. So thank you for your patience, and I hope this was handy.